My phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. It was June 12th, 2024. My 29th birthday. I was slicing limes for a margarita, expecting a few friends over. The notification lit up my screen. A text from my mom, Linda, in our family group chat. I opened it, and my stomach dropped. No one's showing up to your little party, Ethan. Time to grow up. I read it again. And again. The words burned. Not a private message. Not a call. A group chat blast. On my birthday. My Aunt Karen hit it with a thumbs up emoji. My brother, Dylan, dropped a gif of a kid blowing out candles with the caption big. Boy now. My dad, Greg, just sent a winking face. Not one happy birthday. Not one you okay. Just that. I stood there, knife in hand, lime juice stinging a cut on my thumb. I typed one word back. Got it. Then I opened my banking app. My thumb hovered over the screen. For 3 years, I've been sending them $1,800 a month. Their rent, their groceries, their Wi-Fi, all of it. I was their lifeline. And this was their thank you. I hit cancel on the auto payment. Done. No warning. No explanation. Just done. The next morning, I drove to their house in Tacoma, Washington. I didn't knock. I didn't call. I clicked the key fob, slid into the SUV I'd been letting them drive for 2 years, and peeled out. Back home, I called my bank. Shut down every card they're on, I said. The rep hesitated. You sure, Mr. Carter? I was sure. I'm Ethan Carter. 29. I live in a one-bedroom apartment on the edge of Seattle. I'm a network engineer for a cybersecurity firm. It's not flashy, but it pays the bills. And there's, too, apparently. For years, I thought we'd turned a corner. That the fights, the guilt trips, the endless demands were history. I thought I'd earned a seat at the table. But that text? It wasn't just a jab. It was a billboard screaming, you're not family. You're funding. I wasn't even mad. Not at first. I was numb. Stunned by how clear it was. How long? I'd let it go. Since I was 25, I'd been their ATM. Not because I'm loaded. Not because they begged. Because they made it feel like my job. You're the stable one, Ethan, Mom would say. We raised you. Now it's your turn. That. Temporary help? It stretched 3 years. Rent. Gas. Dylan's phone bill. Even their dog's surgery. I paid it all. Not out of love. Out of duty. Or maybe fear. Fear of being the bad son. The selfish one. But that text? It wasn't the first hit. It was the last. The final straw in a pile I'd been carrying since. I was old enough to sign a check. I sat in my apartment that night, blinds drawn, phone glowing in the dark. I scrolled through the group chat. The evidence was all there. Mom's passive-aggressive jabs. Power's low again, Ethan. Hope you're doing okay. Dylan's Venmo requests with no explanation. Dad's jokes about my fancy job that paid for their cable. No one asked how I was. No one cared that I thought about last Christmas. I'd driven 6 hours to surprise them. Brought a turkey, a bottle of bourbon, a stack of presents. Mom opened the door, blinked, and said, "Oh, you're here." Then she yelled inside. "Dylan, tell Mike to move his stuff. Ethan's here." Mike, Dylan's buddy. He'd been crashing in my old room. I got the couch. At dinner, Dad raised his glass. To Ethan, the guy who keeps the lights on but can't keep a date. Everyone laughed. Dylan laughed hardest. I just smiled. Paid for the meal. Fixed their leaky faucet the next day. Because that's what family does, right? Wrong. I was done. Pretending. That night, in my dark apartment, I started collecting. Screenshots. Texts. Emails. Every time they'd asked for money. Every time they'd lied. Every time they'd made me feel like less. I wasn't planning a tantrum. I wasn't planning revenge. I was building a case. A quiet, airtight case. Because when you've been a doormat long enough, you don't just walk away. You make sure they know why. The days after my birthday felt heavy. Like I was carrying a boulder in my chest. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just worked. My apartment in Seattle was quiet. Too quiet. My phone stayed silent. No apologies. No, we went too far. Just nothing. I'd canceled their rent payment. Took back the SUV. Froze their cards. I thought they'd call. Beg. Fight. But the silence? It was louder than their insults that I kept scrolling through the family group chat. It was a museum of my mistakes. Every message a reminder of how long I'd let them bleed me dry. Mom's texts were the worst. Ethan, water bill's late. You. Good. Like I was their accountant, not their son. Dylan's were shameless. Yo, send $200 for my gym membership. Thanks, bro. Dad. He'd just forward memes. One was a cartoon of a guy drowning in cash with the caption, Ethan's life, LOL. My Aunt Karen always reacted with a laugh emoji. Never a word from me. I'm 29. A network engineer. I troubleshoot firewalls for a living. But my family? They were the real virus. I started piecing it together. The rent payments, $1, $800 a month, weren't enough. They'd call for more. Dylan's car needs tires, Ethan. The fridge broke, can you Venmo? I paid for their dog's dental surgery. $900. Never got a thank you. Just another text a week later. Cable's out. Fix it. I wasn't family. I was a utility. Last summer, I thought things might change. I flew to Tacoma for Dad's 60th birthday. Rented a cabin for the weekend. Stocked it with steaks, beer, a new grill I bought. I wanted to make it special. I walked in, arms full of groceries. Mom barely looked up from her phone. "Oh, Ethan's here," she said, like I was the delivery guy. Dylan strolled in with Mike, his buddy, who was still crashing at their place. They grabbed beers and left me to cook. At dinner, Dad raised his glass. "To my boy Ethan. Pays for everything but still lives alone." Everyone laughed. Mike laughed loudest. I forced a smile. Paid for the cleanup crew the next day. Because that's what I did. I paid, but the group chat kept going. A month after the cabin, Dylan posted a selfie in front of a new TV. Big screen vibes, thanks to the fam. I'd sent $500 for that TV. No tag. No mention. Aunt Karen commented. "Looks great, D." I stared at the screen, my coffee going cold. I checked my bank app. $43,000. That's what I'd sent them in 3 years. Not loans. Gifts. Because if I said no, Mom would call. "We're struggling, Ethan. You want us on the street?" I always caved. Always. Then came the target. Card. I got a fraud alert one day. A $2,000 charge. I called the bank. "It's linked to Linda Carter," they said. My mom. She'd used my name to open it. I confronted her. "It's no big deal," she snapped. "You weren't using your credit." I told her it was illegal. She laughed. "Don't lecture. Me, Mr. Tech Guy? You'd be nothing without us." I didn't push back. Just paid it off. Like always. But the worst was Dylan. My little brother. 26. Jobless. Always figuring it out. He'd post Instagram stories from bars, beaches, ski trips. Caption. "Living my best life. Shout out to my people." His people? Me. I paid for his flights. His gear. His vibe. Once I asked, "Dad, why Dylan never chipped in?" He sighed. "He's not like you, Ethan. He's not built for responsibility." I was. They made sure of it. Built me to carry their weight. I started saving evidence. Quietly. Methodically. Every text. Every Venmo receipt. Every email where Mom guilted me. "Ethan, we're family. Don't let us down." I found a voicemail from Dad. Drunk. Rambling. "You owe us, kid. We gave you life." I saved it. I wasn't angry. I was awake. For the first time, I saw it clearly. They didn't love me. They loved what I provided. Then, 2 weeks after my birthday, Dylan texted. "Yo, Mom says come over tonight. Family barbecue." I stared at the message. Family. The word felt like a blade. I didn't reply. An hour later, Mom called. "Don't make this hard, Ethan. We're trying to fix things." Fix things? They hadn't apologized. Hadn't even acknowledged the group chat. I said, "I'll be there." But I wasn't going empty-handed. I zipped up a backpack. Tucked. A flash drive in my pocket. I wasn't planning a fight. I was planning an exit. I drove to Tacoma that evening. June 26th, 2024. The sun was low, painting the sky orange. My backpack sat heavy on the passenger seat. Inside, a laptop. A flash drive. 3 years of proof. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't angry. I was ready. My phone buzzed as I pulled into their driveway. A text from Dylan. "Hurry up, food's getting cold." "No, good to see you." "No, thanks for coming." Just, hurry up. Like I was late to my own execution. I'm Ethan Carter. 29, network. Engineer. I secure systems for a living. But my family? They hacked my life. For years, I let them. Paid their rent. Their bills. Their whims. $43,000 in 3 years. All because I believed in family. Believed I owed them. But that group chat on my birthday. "No one's showing up to your party, Ethan. Time to grow up." It flipped a switch. I wasn't their son. I was their sponsor. And I was done. I walked into their house. The same one I'd helped repaint last spring. The same fridge I'd replaced when theirs died. Mom was in the kitchen, stirring a pot. She glanced up. "Ethan, you made it." Her voice was flat, like I was an acquaintance. Dad was on the couch, scrolling his phone. Dylan lounged at the table, texting. Mike, his buddy, was there too, cracking a beer. No one stood. No one hugged me. I set my backpack down. Saturday. Waited. Dinner was tense. Mom served chili, the recipe I'd loved as a kid. But it tasted sour now. They talked over me. About Dylan's new project. About Mike's car trouble. About Aunt Karen's vacation. I was invisible. Then Mom spoke. "Ethan, you really hurt us. Canceling the rent? The cards?" That was low. I froze, spoon halfway to my mouth. "Hurt them?" I set the spoon down. "You hurt me first," I said. "Quiet. Steady." Dad snorted. "Don't be dramatic, kid. It was a joke." A joke. My birthday. Their group chat. Aunt Karen's thumbs up. Dylan's gif. A joke. I looked at him. Was the target card a joke too? Mom's face tightened. Dylan smirked. Mike shifted in his seat. "What card?" Dad said, but his eyes darted away. He knew. They all knew. Mom had used my name to open a $2,000 credit line. I'd paid it off. Like always. But not this time. I didn't argue. Not yet. I ate. Listened. They moved on, like it never happened. Dylan bragged about a trip to Vegas. Got a suite, bottle service, the works. He said. I knew why. I'd sent him $1,200 for car repairs 2 weeks earlier. He didn't mention me. Just grinned. Posted a story on Instagram right there at the table. Caption, fam dinner, good vibes only. I wasn't in the frame. I never was. After dinner, they migrated to the living room. Dad flipped on the TV. Some reality show about rich kids. Fitting. I stayed at the table, sipping water, watching them. Mom laughed at the screen. Dylan texted. Mike sprawled out like he owned the place. I thought about last Thanksgiving. I'd shown up with a ham, a pie, $200 in gift cards. Mom had said, oh, Ethan, you didn't have to. Then she'd handed Mike the gift cards. For gas, she said. I slept on the floor that night. Mike got my old bed. The group chat kept haunting me. I'd saved every message, every jab, every request. Mom's, Ethan, powers due. Don't forget. Dylan's, need $300 for a course. It's legit. Dad's memes mocking my fancy job. But the worst was a thread. From April, Dylan had posted a screenshot of my LinkedIn profile. Caption, big bro out here acting like he's Bill Gates, LOL. Aunt Karen replied, still can't afford a girlfriend though. Mom hearted it. Dad commented, kids got priorities mixed up. I'd seen it at 2 a.m., working late. Stared at my screen. Felt my chest cave. I started digging deeper. Found an email from Mom. Sent last year. Ethan, Dylan needs a laptop for his business. Can you handle it? I'd sent $1,500. Dylan's business? A Twitch channel with 12 followers. Then I found a bank alert. Dad had tried to lease a boat. Used my social security number as a co-signer. Without asking, I called him. It's fine, he said. You've got good credit. I reported it as fraud. Quietly. They didn't know yet. That night, at their house, I felt the weight of it all. Every dollar. Every lie. Every laugh at my expense. I stood up. Grabbed my backpack. I'm heading out, I said. Mom frowned. Already? We're just getting started. Started what? Another round of using me? I didn't answer. Just walked to the door. Dylan called after me. Don't be weird, bro. Come back. I kept walking. My car was cold. The flash drive burned in my pocket. I wasn't ready to use it, but I was close. I didn't sleep that night. June 26th, 2024. My Seattle apartment was dark, the city humming outside. My laptop glowed on the coffee table. The flash drive sat next to it. 3 years of evidence. Texts, emails, bank records, voicemails. Every time my family used me, mocked me, lied. I was Ethan Carter, 29, network engineer. I built firewalls to protect systems. But my family? They'd breached every defense I had. Until now. I was done. Not just done. Ready to burn it all down. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. A text from Mom. Ethan, we need to talk. You're acting ungrateful. Ungrateful? For what? Paying their $1,800. Rent every month? Buying their groceries? Covering Dylan's emergencies? I didn't reply. Just saved the message. Another exhibit for the case I was building. I opened my banking app. Checked the history. $43,000 sent to them in 3 years. Rent. Gas. That $900 dog surgery. Dylan's $1,200 car repair that funded his Vegas trip. I wasn't a son. I was a transaction. The next morning, I made a call. Hi, it's Ethan Carter. I need to revoke access to my accounts. The bank rep was calm. All authorized users? She asked. Yes, I said. Linda, Greg, Dylan Carter. Remove them. She paused. This will freeze their cards. I nodded, though she couldn't see. Do it. Click. Done. Then I call my insurance. The SUV in Tacoma? I'm taking it off my policy. By noon, their safety net was gone. No warning. No second chances. Just gone. I drove to Tacoma that afternoon. Parked 2 blocks from their house. Didn't want them to see me. I walked to the SUV. I'd let them drive. Clicked the fob. Slid inside. It smelled like Dylan's cologne. A coffee cup with Mike's name sat in the console. I drove it back to Seattle. Dropped it at a dealership. Sell it, I told the guy. I don't need it anymore. He raised an eyebrow, but nodded. By 3 p.m., it was listed online. I felt lighter, like I'd shed a chain. Back home, I kept collecting every piece of proof. A voicemail from Mom, last Christmas. Ethan, don't be selfish. Dylan needs that laptop. Step up. A text from Dad, 2 months ago. Signed you up for a store card. Don't worry, it's fine. It wasn't fine. He'd used my social security number. Again, I'd reported it as fraud, quietly. The bank was investigating. They didn't know. Not yet. But they would. I saved Dylan's Instagram stories. Vegas. New sneakers. A watch. All captioned blessed. All paid by me. The group chat was a goldmine. Aunt Karen's LOL reactions to Dad's memes about my lonely tech life. Mom's guilt trips. Ethan, we're family. Don't let us down. Dylan's cash requests. Need $500 for a gig. I'll pay you back. He never did. Then I found the worst one. A thread from May. Dylan shared a photo cellular off my apartment building. Caption: Ethan's penthouse. LOL, still no girls though. Mom replied, he's too busy working for us. Heart emoji. Dad added, kid's got no spine. I stared at it. Felt my jaw tighten. No spine. They'd see soon enough. A week later, Mom texted again. Ethan, come over. We're family. Let's move past this. Move past what? My birthday? Their group chat? The $2,000 Target card Mom opened in my name? I didn't respond. Dylan called that night. Bro, you're being extra. Just pay the rent. We're good. Good? They hadn't apologized. Hadn't even acknowledged the pain. I said, busy. Hung up. My hands shook. Not from fear. From clarity. I wasn't their ATM anymore. I was their reckoning. I started planning. Not a tantrum. Not a scream. A calculated exit. I backed up my evidence on 2 flash drives. Labeled one truth. The other? Backup. I bought a burner phone. Transferred key contacts. Changed my bank passwords. Locked my credit. They'd used my name before. Never again. I wasn't just cutting them off. I was rewriting the rules. They thought I'd cave. Like always. They thought I'd send the $1,800. Fix their mess. Smile through their jabs. Not this time. July 3rd, 2024. Mom. Send a final text. Ethan, dinner tomorrow. 6 p.m. Be here. No please. No sorry. Just an order. I stared at the screen. My thumb hovered over block. I didn't press it. Instead, I typed, I'll be there. Hit send. My backpack was ready. Laptop. Flash drive. Truth. I wasn't going to beg for respect. I wasn't going to yell. I was going to show them. Every lie. Every dollar. Every laugh at my expense. They wanted family. I'd give them a mirror. July 4th, 2024. Independence Day. Fitting. I pulled into their Tacoma driveway at 5:55 p.m. My backpack was heavy. Laptop. Flash drive. Truth. I wasn't shaking. I wasn't scared. I was Ethan Carter. 29, network engineer. I'd spent years securing systems, but tonight, I was dismantling one. My family's lies. Their grip on me. I knocked. Mom opened the door. Ethan, she said, fake smile plastered on. Glad you came. I nodded. Stepped inside. Ready to end it. The house smelled like barbecue. Ribs. Cornbread. The table was set, but the vibe was off. Mom, Linda, fussed with plates. Dad, Greg, sipped a beer, eyes on the TV. Dylan slouched in a chair, scrolling Instagram. Mike, his buddy, leaned against the counter, smirking. Aunt Karen was there too, texting. No one looked at me. No one said, happy to see you. I set my backpack down. Saturday. Waited. The air felt thick, like a storm was brewing. Dinner started. They talked about fireworks. Dylan's big plans. Mike's new job. I was invisible. Then Mom spoke. Ethan, we're family. You've made mistakes. Cutting us off? That hurt. Hurt. My birthday group chat flashed in my mind. No one's showing up to your party. Time to grow up. Aunt Karen's thumbs up. Dylan's gif. Dad's wink. Hurt. I set my fork down. Looked at her. You hurt me first, I said. Quiet. Cold. Dad laughed. Always so sensitive, Ethan. Dylan smirked. Chill, bro. It was a joke. A joke. The $43,000 I'd sent them in 3 years. The Target card Mom opened in my name. The boat lease Dad co-signed with my social security number. Jokes. I didn't flinch. Just reached for my backpack. Let's talk about jokes, I said. Pulled out my laptop. Opened it. Every eye was on me now. Mom frowned. What's this? I didn't answer. Just clicked. First file. A voicemail. Mom's voice filled the room. Ethan, don't be selfish. Dylan needs $1,500 for his business. Man up. I watched her face. It went pale. Next. A text thread. Dylan's message. Sent Ethan $200 for my gym. Easiest cash ever LOL. Aunt Karen's laugh emoji. Dad's reply. Kid's a walking bank. Dylan shifted in his seat. Mike stared at the floor. I kept going. Bank records. $43,000 in transfers. Rent. Groceries. Dylan's Vegas trip. Their dog's surgery. All me. I flipped the screen toward them. This is your family, I said. Mom's eyes widened. Ethan, stop this. I didn't stop. Plugged a flash drive into their smart TV. The screen lit up. A screenshot. Dad's boat lease application. My name is co-signer. No signature. You used my social without asking, I said. Dad opened his mouth. I cut him off. It's reported. Fraud investigation started. You'll get the letter. His beer hit the table. Hard. Dylan stood. You're tripping, bro. This is psycho. Psycho. I clicked again. Instagram stories. Dylan in Vegas. Caption. Blessed. Paid by my $1,200. Another post. Dylan's new watch. $800. My money. I looked at him. Blessed by who? He froze. Mom started crying. Ethan, why are you doing this? Why? I pulled up the group chat. My birthday. Her text. No one's showing up to your party. Time to grow up. I let it hang there. Silent. Heavy. Then the doorbell rang. I stood, walked over, opened it. In walked Sarah, Dylan's ex, the one he'd trashed online, called crazy, spread lies about. She held a folder, sat across from Dylan, his face drained. What the hell, he spat. Sarah didn't blink. Tell them, she said, or I will. She opened the folder. Printouts. Fake text Dylan sent to smear her. A photo of his notes, planning to break her. A voice memo. His voice, edited to sound threatening. Mom gasped. Dad stared at the wall. Dylan exploded. This is harassment. You're both insane. Sarah laughed. Cold. You're not the victim, Dylan. You're the liar. She stood, walked out. I followed, paused at the door, turned back. You wanted me to be the good son, the quiet wallet. But I'm done. This is your script now. I grabbed my laptop, my flash drive, left. Behind me, chaos. Mom yelling Dylan's name. Dad shouting, Ethan, get back here. Something crashed. A plate? I didn't look back. I was free. The next morning, July 5th, 2024, I woke up free. No texts, no calls, no guilt. My Seattle apartment was quiet. Sunlight slipped through the blinds. I made coffee, sat on my couch, stared at the flash drive on the table. Truth. I detonated it last night. Showed my family, Mom, Dad, Dylan, Aunt Karen, Mike, who they really were. Voicemails, texts, bank records. $43,000 in 3 years. Their lies, their laughs. Sarah's folder, exposing Dylan's cruelty. I didn't just walk away. I burned the bridge. I'm Ethan Carter, 29, network engineer. I spent years securing systems, but my family? They hacked my soul. Until I fought back, canceled their rent, took the SUV, froze their cards. Then, at their Tacoma house, I laid it all bare. Mom's tears, Dad's silence, Dylan's rage, Sarah's truth. I left them shouting, something, shattering behind me. A plate? A glass? Didn't matter. I was done. Done being their ATM. Their punchline. Their SONWY noon. I uploaded it all. Not just the evidence. The story. A single post on Reddit. Title. When your family treats you like a bank. No sob story. No plea for pity. Just facts. Screenshots of Mom's group chat text. No one's showing up to your party. Time to grow up. Dylan's Vegas posts, funded by me. Dad's boat lease, forged with my name. Sarah's printouts of Dylan's fake texts. I ended it with one line. I'm not hurt. I'm not angry. I'm just done. Hit post. Turned off my phone. It exploded. By 3 p.m., thousands of upvotes. Hundreds of comments. Strangers wrote, this is my life. Thank you. Your evidence is unreal. You're a legend. Friends from college DM'd. Dude, I had no idea. You okay? I didn't reply. Let it spread. By evening, it hit Twitter. A thread went viral. This guy's family used him for years. Look at the receipts. My inbox overflowed. I stayed offline. Watched the city skyline. Felt light. My family scrambled. Aunt Karen posted on Facebook. Family drama stays private. Shame on you, Ethan. No likes. Dylan went on Instagram Live. My brother's lying. He's always been jealous. His voice cracked. A commenter wrote, then why's your ex got receipts? He ended the stream. Mom sent an email. Ethan, the bank's calling. We might lose the house. Happy now. I didn't answer. Just forwarded a spreadsheet. Every dollar I'd sent. $43,000. Caption, you spent it. Not me. She didn't reply. Dad tried last. A voicemail. Slurred. Ethan, you're confused. We're family. Let's fix this. Maybe a podcast? Tell our sides. He attached a photo. Me, 6, at a Mariners game. Smiling. Him grinning, beer in hand. I saved it. Not for nostalgia. For proof. He'd used me then. 2. I posted a reply on Reddit. A clip from 2 years ago. Dad, drunk, laughing. Ethan's credits gold. Used it for the boat. He won't care. No caption. Just the date. The thread tripled in size. I didn't stop there. Launched a YouTube channel. One video. When family becomes a trap. No names. No accusations. Just me. In a dark room, voice steady. You can love people and still leave. You can help and still be used. When they show you who they are, believe them. It hit 500,000 views in 2 days. Podcast called. Speak on toxic families. They said. I did one. Then another. A blog reached out. Write your story. I said yes. Not for fame. 4. Truth. They kept trying. Mom mailed a letter. Shaky handwriting. You were our good boy, Ethan. This isn't you. We messed up, but you shamed us. Praying you heal. I wrote back. 3 words. Keep your prayers. Tossed it in the shredder. Dylan texted from a new number. You'll regret this. You're nothing without us. I laughed. Blocked him. Dad emailed. Let's go on Dr. Phil. Big audience. Good for your job. I deleted it. They didn't want peace. They wanted the stage. I vanished. Quietly. Moved to a downtown condo. 12th floor. Glass walls. Puget Sound view. Bought it cash, under a trust. No trace. New number. New locks. No one knew. Not friends. Not co-workers. Just me. I furnished it slowly. One chair. One lamp. No family photos. No group chat buzzing. Just silence. Beautiful, hard-earned silence. I stood in my new kitchen, coffee in hand, and realized no one's asking for money. No one's mocking me. No one's here but me. I started a business. Carter Solutions. Named after the got it. I texted mom on my birthday. Cybersecurity consulting. Built the site in a weekend. Logo. Domain. All mine. No permission needed. I took clients. Spoke at conferences. Helped others break free from their own traps. My life wasn't a show for my family to twist. It was a fortress. Gates locked. Alarms set. I slept like I hadn't in years. A month later, a stranger stopped me outside my office. You're Ethan, right? From the Post. I nodded. She smiled. Thank you. You gave me courage. That moment, worth more than every birthday they ignored. I didn't need their applause. The world was full of people like me. Used, lied to, but still standing. I was their proof. You could survive. You could win. I haven't spoken to them in a year. They post. They hint. They rewrite. I let them. Ghosts don't get my attention. Late at night, I pass a mirror in my condo. See myself. 30 now. Not broken. Not bitter. Unchained. A plaque hangs in my office. Steel. Engraved. We don't fix what broke you. We build what frees you. Below it, a smaller sign. Custom made. Guess who's not their bank anymore? I smile. The party's mine now. No uninvited guests. Ever.
And here it is. The finale of today's story. Did everything turn out as you imagined? Or did it end unexpectedly? I'd love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into the discussion together. If this story kept you in suspense, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? This is your chance to join an incredible community where exciting new stories unfold every day. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date. Thanks for your attention, and see you on your new adventures.